In 1982, the Soviet Union begins airlifting components of a new space launch system, strapping enormous parts to the back of aircraft and flying them thousands of kilometers across the country. They're racing to build the counterpart to the American space shuttle, a rival spacecraft and launch system called Energia-Buran. Like earlier Soviet spacecraft, it's being built here at aerospace manufacturing facilities in the West, and it'll be launched here, thousands of kilometers away. But unlike earlier spacecraft, Energia-Buran components are too large to be transported using railways, so they'll have to be airlifted. In a rush, the Soviets convert 1950s-era bombers for the job, but the planes aren't up to the task. They can only lift smaller components, and even those have to be stripped down to make them as light as possible. To carry fully assembled components, some of which are nearly 60 meters long, the Soviets are going to need a much bigger plane. The Americans solved their need to transport space shuttles by converting Boeing 747s into shuttle carriers. The jumbo jet was an ideal plane for the job. Large and powerful, it was modified by reducing weight, strengthening its fuselage, and adding additional stabilizers. And unlike the Soviets, the Americans would also use rail lines, and the largest components would be transported over water using barges. Only the shuttle orbiter would need to be airlifted. The Soviets, on the other hand, would need to airlift their entire launch system, including giant rocket boosters and core stages. And with Soviet leadership pressing to start launches in 1988, engineers had little time to come up with a solution. So naturally, they looked to the largest plane the Soviet Union had to offer. Under development in the early 1980s, the Antonov 124 would enter service as the largest and most capable transport in the world, and just in time for Energia-Buran launches. But even the enormous 124 wasn't going to cut it. Engineers would have to make the plane even larger. And to do it, they'd lengthen the fuselage and add root extensions to increase the wingspan. For more power, they'd give the plane 2 more engines. With a strengthened fuselage, the new plane would easily carry a Buran orbiter, but larger components would obstruct the tail, so engineers redesigned the vertical stabilizer. To deal with the new plane's immense weight and to prevent it from damaging runways, they'd give it a new landing gear, distributing weight across 32 wheels. Larger and more capable, this new titan of the skies would be designated as the AN-225.